What's going on, guys? MariK here, and with the Star Wars Battlefront collection less than 2 weeks away, I thought this would be a good time to discuss map strategies. For those of you who haven't had the chance to play the original Battlefront online or haven't played since the original servers were shut down. So in these videos, we'll be taking a look at the layouts to each map and going over different strategies that you can take for each of the various factions. While Geonosis may appear to have more command posts than any other map in the game, that's not entirely accurate. 6 of the 10 command posts are not only destructible command posts, but are also not able to be taken over by the enemy faction. The command posts, Techno Union 1, 2, and 3, are all stationary ships that can be destroyed by the Republic, and they do nothing else whatsoever besides just being another spawn point for the Droid faction. The assembly area can also be destroyed, which, if I'm not mistaken, does prevent the LAAT gunships from respawning. I don't remember if it prevents the ATTEs from respawning, which are 2 other command posts that the Republic can spawn on. They are destructible, of course, but they are also mobile command posts. I don't actually know if the Droid faction could take them, because they are vehicles, so I would assume, since you can enter enemy vehicles, that theoretically a Droid could enter an unoccupied ATTE, but I don't know that the AI would ever allow that to happen. As far as I know, as soon as they spawn in, an AI runs straight to them and just hops in. So excluding the 6 destructible command posts, the 4 command posts that are left, being Derelict, East Bunker, West Bunker, and Spire, are the ones that can be taken by either faction. However, Derelict is the only one that starts out controlled by the Republic. So it does seem that the Republic is at a disadvantage on this map. However, anytime I've played this map, that kind of turns out to be the opposite. Unless you're just not active, the droids and the native Geonosians will overwhelm the Republic forces. However, if you are playing the game and you're playing to win, there's absolutely no excuse for losing this map, on this map, because, as I said, 3 of those command posts are doing nothing, and when you compare the ATTEs and the LAAT gunships to the Geonosian Starfighter, the Walker droids, and the Hailfire droids that the droid army gets, there's no comparison between vehicle quality. Now, when it comes to this map, there are several strategies that can be employed by both factions. My personal favorite is to just play as a pilot and hop in the ATTE and just start mowing down enemies. It is a slower vehicle, about the same speed as the AT-AT on Hoth and on Renvar. It just feels a little weaker. I mean, its main blaster cannon, when you're piloting it, can wipe out every enemy faction in one hit. Every enemy class in one hit. And it completely eradicates the other vehicle. The secondary position is the giant cannon on top. I believe this is the one that does the most damage. However, there's also the co-pilot, which allows you to pew-pew from the butt gun. I don't like either of those because, 1, they suck. 2, I don't like relinquishing control of the giant vehicle. The AI is not the best at driving, and just they don't really put you in a beneficial position to be in. I would much rather be in control of the Walker myself, and I can choose where we go. In order to win Geonosis as either faction, you have to play aggressively. There's no trying to play strategically outside of just trying to take over all the command posts. That's about the only strategy you can employ that doesn't involve just literally busting as many droids down as possible. The other strategy you can employ, again, is playing as the lovely pilot, and instead of getting into the ATTE, you get into the LAAT gunship. This vehicle is phenomenal. Just make sure you go ahead and continuously say pile in over and over and over and over again until you have 4 other clones in your gunship. Now, this gunship, unlike other vehicles, it doesn't fly on its own. It hovers, which is fantastic because it means you can use it to take out other vehicles. You can use it as just a giant stationary cannon of death. It works so freaking well against everything. Almost better than the ATTE, especially because you have all the extra weapons. You have all the extra positions that I will attempt to show you, and just hope to God that the AI does not go ahead and kill us. So you have the co-pilot, which gets the two cannons to shoot. Yep, see, they fly around a lot, and I don't appreciate that. But you do get the giant wing cannons. You get the right turret, which is another one of the green lasers. You get the left turret's another one of the green lasers. And then for some reason you can be here in the middle. And I don't really know what that employs. I just like to be in the pilot's position, and whatever AI took over the gunship dropped off 2 of our troops. I'm not a fan of that because it means we now have 2, or I guess 1 weapon technically that is now useless. Now you can, like I said, go around here and you can shoot the Techno-Union ships, and they're not going to fight back. They're going to do nothing. So I'm going to show you what it looks like to destroy them, but it almost just feels like a waste of time. Sure, if your team is aggressive enough about taking out the enemy command posts, then going back here and destroying the Techno-Union ships is a strategy, but it doesn't do anything strategically outside of removing a command post off the map. So you can see here that triangle, or that diamond shape at the top, is no longer there. So they now no longer have that command post. So I would say this is the cheekiest and most fun way to play this map. But I guess it may not be very exciting because you are just floating around and just murdering everything. The third option that you have is to spawn at the derelict, which is the most forward command post. And you can do this with either a sharpshooter or a regular soldier class. I personally like to spawn as a sniper so that you can... Oh, my sensitivity is fucked right now. There we go. And just sit here and just snipe. The best part about this command post is there is a health droid, there is an ammo droid, so you're pretty much covered unless they really push to take this command post. And they can only come at you from one side, so it's not going to be very easy for them. And if they really commit too many of their forces to this command post, then they're not committing them to the rest of the map, and that would allow you or your team to be able to get behind enemy lines and be able to take their remaining command posts. When taking the Spire, there are actually several ways that you can get into the Spire, and there are several ways the enemy can get in here too, so you have to be careful when attempting to take it over. There are 3 entrances and also the hangar chamber that they can spawn in. It also feels like this command post takes longer to take over than other command posts, so you just kind of have to be really vigilant and very aware of your surroundings. More or less, I'll just kind of spin around just to keep an eye out and make sure that nothing else spawns or walks into the room. You can walk into the front door as I did. You can jetpack up to this side chamber like I just did right here. Or, if you really wanted to, you could go all the way around even further towards the back where the Techno-Union ships are, and you can jetpack up to this third entrance and probably be a little safer getting in to take over the command post. But you will have to take the long way around, and you'll have to be very careful because there will not be a whole lot of cover, and there won't be any other allies to protect you. When playing as the droids, one of my favorite ways to play this map is to just grab a sniper and just start sniping. That guy knew what we were doing and he ran away. I don't appreciate that. So you can either sit here and snipe, either using the scope and snipe them from afar as they approach the spire, or you can snipe them as they get closer. And the sniper rifle works fairly well with without scoping. I almost want to say just don't bother trying to shoot the damn jet troopers, though, because they fuck with you like they know you're taking shots at them. You will just have to be careful of other sniper units. Okay, that, again, appeared to be a headshot. And definitely the ATTEs. I would say you probably should be concerned about the LAAT gunships as well, though I don't think I would be worried about them from the AI. However, that big-ass walker will shoot your ass down in a heartbeat with those giant cannons. And if somebody can see that you're sniping, an enemy player will probably take the opportunity to just decimate you with those giant forward cannons. The second option, if you planned to play more strategically, would be going straight for the derelict from either of the bunkers. Once you take the derelict, whoa, most of the clones are coming from this side. That actually works out well for me. So there is this little side entrance that you can get into that I totally missed when we were discussing the clones, but it does make it easy to take this command post, and as long as they don't rush you, with the health and a hemo droid here, you can pretty much take this command post uncontested. And once you've done that, your main goal from there should be to destroy both the ATTEs, and then the only command post they'll have left is the assembly area, which is just kind of like a small, almost like a small platform that does nothing. It's basically just one small spawn point, and it serves no other purpose aside from maybe to, you know, be where the tanks and the gunships spawn in. If you're doing it solo, I would recommend the Super Battle Droid because the wrist rockets are great, and even if you don't kill them with the wrist rocket, if it hits them, it will still send them in the air while doing some minor damage, and so it gives you the opportunity to then hose them down. You know, if you're not dealing with an invisible wall like I just was. Your next option is to take one of the vehicles, and you could take the Spider Droid, which I would say if I don't recommend one of them, it would probably be this one. Its weapons are really not great. I mean, it can eventually make work of the enemy ATTE, but it's a bad It's a bad vehicle. And that's going to be it for our strategic map overview of Geonosis Spire. Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection comes out in just 2 weeks, so we hope to see you on the Battlefront.